I know you're seeing the title and you're gonna try to argue with me, but let me tell you something, that this love triangle, this mess, would have been resolved if Belly just stopped playing with the both of them and leading them on when she doesn't even know who she really wants to be with. I mean, she does know who she wants to be with, but she doesn't want to admit it to herself. And I don't hate Belly. I really don't. I actually like her. I like her better in the books because I can see exactly why she's making the decisions she's making. Like, I'm inside of her mind, so I see her thoughts and I understand things. While watching the show, I'm just like, why are you doing that? I'm just confused seeing Belly doing the things that she's doing. But things have to be said. She didn't make the greatest decisions, and we need to talk about those. Hey, I got a microphone. I got a microphone. And yes, I know the microphone should be on my clothes, but it's just a vibe. Holding the microphone is just a vibe, okay? I've seen a lot of TikTokers doing it, and I just want to be like them. And I also really like talking while I hold something in my hand. I don't know, it's just a vibe, okay? Okay. This is the third time I'm recording because the first time the sound didn't work. I forgot to turn up the microphone. Luckily, I didn't really film that much. I filmed like 1 minute or less than that, so we're doing great. So let's talk about the summer and turn pretty. Okay, so now everybody at my house is making a lot of noises. My hamster decided to wake up and drink water, and that's making a lot of noise. So I was supposed to film at 9 a.m. and now it's 11 a.m. So we're gonna work through that, okay? So let's begin. Before I start rambling about the summer I turned pretty, let me just introduce myself. My name is Sofia. I'm also known as the most consistent small YouTuber in the whole YouTube platform because I upload videos in the most consistent way. Like, every week there's a new video of me. Like this video, subscribe. Maybe if you subscribe and you watch my video and like it and comment, maybe that would make me want to be a little more consistent, or maybe not, but support me anyway. Okay, let's do a session 1 recap so we all know what we're dealing with. Lauren and Susanna are besties, and they spend every summer in cousins with their kids at Susanna's beach house. This summer, everything is different, and you know why? Because Belly is now pretty. And what do we mean when she turned pretty this summer? Well, we mean that she's not wearing glasses or braces, and she has her hair down instead of in a ponytail. The classic glow up. Because if you have any of the above, you're not that pretty. She's always had a crush on Conrad and hopes this would be the year he finally noticed her. Belly has her first kiss with Cameron, and Conrad is acting weird around her. Steven is dating Shayla, but hooks up with Taylor, and Jeremiah tells Belly he wants to be more than besties, and they kiss. The boys find out their mom have cancer, and Jeremiah gets mad at Conrad for not telling him, and Conrad and Belly kiss at the end of the season. I think I didn't mention this, but Conrad and Jeremiah are siblings, they're brothers. 100% related. And they kiss the same girl. They like the same girl. Anyway, season 2. In this season, we have a lot of back and forth from the time after summer where Conrad and Belly are dating and present day where they're not dating anymore. I thought that was the best way to kind of describe the flashback scenes and forward to present day. We can also say before Susanna passed away and after she passed away. But that's kind of sad, so I'd rather do it the other way. Everyone is struggling with Susanna's death. Belly isn't doing great at school and is very distracted, and her mom is emotionally absent. Jeremiah and Steven are mad that Belly shows Conrad, and they all found out that the beach house has been put up for sale by Aunt Julia. They tried talking to her, even trying buying the house with their funds. Well, Conrad's fund, yes, he has enough funds to buy a beach house. I don't even have a fund in the first place, let alone a fund enough to buy a beach house. But Mr. Fisher says, no, you're not doing that. This guy, which is their cousin, tries talking to their mom but doesn't succeed, and Belly throws a goodbye party. Belly, while being drunk, apologizes to Conrad about how she behaved in the funeral, and he opens up about his panic attack. I didn't explain this. So, yes, Conrad and Belly dated, but their relationship wasn't the greatest. We'll get in depth into that. Conrad was dealing with a lot of shit, and he didn't treat Belly the best. He was very distant in the relationship. He wasn't communicating what he needed to communicate or even reaching out to her. At prom, he forgot her corsage, and he even broke up with her at prom because she deserves better. And we agree. She was very hurt about that, and then in the funeral, she was dealing with many emotions at the time, and she made a scene, which made everybody be embarrassed. She goes to a room and finds Conrad with a girl, and she makes another scene, and Conrad just yells at her, saying that she's immature and that he should have never started things with her. So now, present day, she is apologizing for how she behaved, and he is explaining to her exactly what happened, and that is that he had a panic attack, and he shouldn't have said the things that he said. Anyway, Taylor and Steven kiss, and Lauren arrives at the house after Belly called her crying. They argue. They have a very heated argument, but finally Lauren apologizes and convinces Julia to not sell the house. Mr. Fisher arrives at the scene, and first he refused keeping the house because he felt Susanna's presence everywhere and he couldn't deal with that, which is funny because he was barely at the beach house. He didn't really spend summer with them, so it's like, you were never here in the first place. You don't need to come here. He understood what the house meant for the boys, so he just changed his mind and he's gonna buy the beach house. The decision ends with Belly asking Jeremiah for a second chance, claiming that everything is different now. She tells him that she always dreamed about Conrad, but now she wants something real. She wants Jeremiah, and they kiss, and Conrad sees them. Hi. So I made a mistake and I didn't do my proper research that season 2 actually had 8 episodes. So I thought episode 7 was going to be the last one. And I filmed the video, I edited, and then Thursday I realized that, oh my god, there's an episode 8. So here I am, and I'm going to talk about episode 8. We get a Conrad's POV. He aced his finals and calls Steven, who congratulates him and reminds him to tell Belly how he feels. He's so excited, but he gets his heart crushed when he sees Belly and Jeremiah kissing. Jeremiah tells her to go after him, and she apologizes to Conrad, but he's visibly hurt, and he says that she's doing it to make him jealous, to get his attention, blah, 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 blah. And she assures him that she's not, and he closes himself up. So in the drive home, Conrad is being very annoying. He's being a jerk, and he's putting both Belly and Jeremiah into a very uncomfortable position by asking them questions like, well, how long has this been going on, and blah, 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 blah. He was being very annoying. They're stuck in traffic because of the rain, so they decide to get food and get into a hotel, which obviously the hotel only has one room available, and obviously there's only one bed. This is the YA shit that I live for. Jer and Belly talk about how Conrad is still in love with her, which is like, no, he's not. But Jeremiah assures her that that is a fact. Jeremiah decides to put his feelings for Belly aside and decided to be I guess the bigger person, he goes and talks to Conrad, tells him that I know you have feelings for Belly. I know you still love her. You need to tell her. She deserves to know. And Jeremiah, which I love that he said this, like, he's like, I'm not gonna be in the middle of the two of you. If she wants to be with you, you want to be with her, I'm gonna let her go. But if she doesn't want to be with you, I'm gonna be with her. You know, that I feel like that was very mature and I really like that. Steven and Taylor go on a date, except that it's not a date, and Taylor was kind of embarrassed. She's not alone, she's with her friends, and the date goes even more south when they realize that they're rooting for the other Fisher brother to be with Belly. Conrad tells Belly that he still wants her when they're like struggling to sleep, and that he didn't meant what he said earlier. We also get a flashback scene of a very sick Susanna telling Belly to look after Conrad. In the morning, Belly talks to Jeremiah, claiming that he was right about Conrad and Conrad's feelings for Belly, but she doesn't want to be with Conrad. She wants to be with Jeremiah, and they kiss. This is my favorite scene from the whole episode, okay? And it's all because of Taylor Swift. Belly goes back to the room and talks to Conrad. He's like, I didn't mean anything that I said. I take everything back and I just want to be friends. Well, he says the word friends and she's like, okay, just friends. Like, I feel both of their heart breaking. And he gives her the infinity necklace, and meanwhile, all of this happening, and then Conrad leaves the room and he starts crying, and Belly and Jeremiah are in the room and are, happy because they're going to be together, whatever. And meanwhile, all of this is happening. Taylor Swift Exile featuring Bon Iver is playing. How do you not want me to be Team Conrad when Taylor Swift Exile is playing in the background? I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. I'm not your problem anymore. So who am I offending now? You were my crown. Now I'm exhausting you are. I think I've seen this film before. So I'm leaving at the side door. Anyway, Belly goes to volleyball camp. Taylor and Steven talk and they get together, and Conrad is packing cousins, unpacking the house. And that's it for episode 8, the final episode of season 2. Let's get deep into my problems with everything happening in this messy love triangle. I don't know who told Belly that it was a great idea to be stuck in a love triangle with two brothers. Like, girls saw the Vampire Diaries and said, I want to be Elena Grover. I want her struggles, but I want to do it without the mystical creatures. She saw two guys in love with Elena and she was like, I want to put myself into that same pain. And let's be honest, most of the conflict would have been solved if Belly maybe not had led both of them on. And I'm not against Belly, like I mentioned. I like her. I think she's just lost and confused. She has many things in her mind and she's not making the greatest decisions because she is lost in the road. And the thing is that she's not only damaging herself, she's damaging everybody else, which it's where the problem begins. She doesn't know what to do. She has, on one hand, Conrad, the guy she's had a crush on for years, the guy of her dreams, the one who finally, last summer, gave her a chance. The guy she always wanted likes her back. But that same guy who she loved for several years broke her heart and hurt her during that time in the relationship. I'll talk more about Conrad later, but basically he runs away from people he loves when he has problems. He doesn't communicate to them, which obviously affects Belly. She feels like she has done something wrong. She knows that Conrad is not okay and that he's dealing with something, but since he's not talking to her and not telling her whatever is going on, she doesn't know how to help him. She wants to stand by his side, but she doesn't know exactly what to do, and she feels like everything that she does, she's doing it wrong. So he breaks her heart, and she's obviously scared to go back to that place because he hurt her in a way that she never thought he would do. And also, she's scared that he's gonna do it again. And then she has Jeremiah, who she always saw as a friend, and that is a fact. But she starts to realize that he might be a better guy because he knows how to make her feel better, and everybody likes Jeremiah, so she should like Jeremiah. And I guess she feels some kind of pressure by Susanna because she always thought that Belly was made for one of her boys. And, she always thought that she was made for Conrad, but maybe she was actually made for Jeremiah. Maybe she was stuck thinking that Conrad was the right guy when she was wrong all alone, and Jeremiah is actually the guy for her. She doesn't really like Jeremiah, but since things didn't work out with Conrad, she's like, I'm gonna try with Jeremiah because maybe he's the right guy all alone. Even though that is hurting herself because she's not letting herself get over Conrad. She's not grieving the past of that relationship and jumping into a new relationship when Jeremiah is not the right or healthy thing to do because she's not over Conrad. She's when Jeremiah is still thinking about Conrad. And they're brothers, so it's not exactly like she can just have zero contact with Conrad because he's always going to be brought up in the conversation because he's Jeremiah's brother. And she's also hurting Jeremiah because he doesn't deserve to be a second choice. And nobody deserves to be with someone that while they're with you, they're thinking about somebody else. They're thinking about their ex. And like I said, she literally told Jeremiah that Conrad was her dream. So like in an ideal world where everything would be perfect, she would be with him. So anyway, I've come to the conclusion that all Belly needs is Conrad. No, I'm kidding. It's not Conrad or Jeremiah, but herself. She needs to be by herself, alone, single, work on herself, grieve the death of Susanna, who was a very important person to her. Just like everybody else, everybody needs to grieve her passing. And Belly needs to figure out what she truly wants for herself. She wants to focus on school, then that's what she should do. Or she wants to be with Conrad, then she needs to figure it out if she wants to get over him or she wants to try and fix things with him. But what she can do is just run away from that and start things with Jeremiah when things with Conrad are not really over. Like nobody deserves that. She's the one who's kissing Conrad, but the next time she's kissing Jeremiah, she's who still has feelings for Conrad and deep down believes there's still a chance between them, but she's also asking Jeremiah why he didn't kiss her when Conrad was literally right next to them, may I add, and begging him for a second chance. It's like she's not aware of the pain she's putting everybody through, herself and everybody else. Like she's just not aware of all the pain. I think what we can get from this is don't be in a love triangle, especially if some of the participants are related. Also, if you've ever been in a love triangle, I would like to know because it's just a phenomenon that I've seen on books and TV shows. That does it really happen in real life? Okay, so this section is where people are gonna get mad at me, and that is that Conrad's the only right choice. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you how Conrad is such a good guy and a better guy because realistically, he's not. My man has some issues and red flags. And if you're Team Jeremiah, let me tell you that you're wrong and read the books. That boy never stood a chance, even when they dated. And well, he ruined it. Spoiler. Sorry. I wasn't supposed to do that, but read the books. If you read them, you get a full perspective, literally fall into Belly's mind and you'll see why she makes the choices that she's making, and you will see exactly who's constantly in her head and who is not. You'll just see for yourself that how Conrad was always in her mind and Jeremiah was barely there in a romantic way. I was thinking of rereading the books for this video, but then I didn't really have time to do that because I don't have any more time to read the books because I'm still reading the Pretty Little Liar books because I'm going to make a video about it. And those are 16 books and I'm on book 14. So I'm just not letting myself reading any more books, especially if it's for video. But maybe if you guys want, I can reread the books once I've finished the Pretty Little Liar books. And you know what? Nah, I'm not gonna make promises that I'm not gonna keep. So, but if that's something that you might be interested in, you can always let me know. Belly literally tells Jeremiah in the very last episode, in the very last 10 minutes, no, 5 minutes of the last episode of season 2, that Conrad was her dream. In other words, that in an ideal world where everything would be perfect, she would be with Conrad, not Jeremiah. And he still kissed her. I guess he doesn't really want to see it, does he? That if it weren't because Conrad is being a pain in the ass and dealing with so many shit, she would be with him. And I think that the worst part about that is that the first choice is his brother. That just makes their sibling relationship even more complicated just because of a girl. Imagine liking the same person as your sibling. Imagine kissing the same person as your sibling. Imagine dating the same person as your sibling. And also knowing that the person that you're dating not only dated your sibling, but also likes your sibling more. I'm going to stop. There's so much more I want to say about Jeremiah, but most of it's about events from book 3, and I'm not gonna spoil it to you, so I'll just wait. Conrad has many issues, and one of them is he doesn't communicate and hides his feelings, which is unhealthy in a relationship, and it's even unhealthy for him. But he wasn't a good boyfriend. He was absent most of the time because he was dealing with many things in that time, like his mom's sickness and later death, and he forgot things such as Belly's corsage for her prom, and then at the funeral he was mean to her. Instead of reaching out to her, instead of opening himself up to her and tell her, hey, this is going on, I need help, I don't know what to do, I'm suffering from panic attacks, and instead of doing that, he just took the route of just not communicating to her and break her heart, which I'm sure that he regrets. Belly has every right to be mad at him. He hurt her, he broke her heart, but she doesn't have the right to run away and take his brother. I think no one has a right to do that. So why is Conrad the right choice? I just listed a bunch of things why he's not the perfect boyfriend, but really, who is a perfect partner? Who is perfect? Nobody is. Why is he the right choice? Well, basically because Belly loves him and he loves her back. Like, by that, he already has an advantage above Jeremiah because Belly doesn't love him in the way that Jeremiah loves her. And Jeremiah doesn't really love her, but that's something that you have to find out in book 3. Anyway, everything that I've mentioned, every red flag, well, those are red flags. Every red flag, every issue that I've mentioned from this relationship from Conrad, he thinks that if he wants to, if he truly wants to be with Belly, he can just work on those things. Miscommunication, not being able to express yourself or your feelings or tell people how you feel is something that if you go to therapy, or even if you don't go to therapy, you work on that. I feel connected to Conrad in the sense that I am also someone that doesn't really express her feelings, and I've had issues because of it. If you work on those issues for your own mental health and also for your partner, then that's it. You don't need to do anything else. If Belly and Conrad really want to be together, they can just work on that, put the effort that is needed to be a better person for themselves and for each other, and that's it. I believe that Conrad and Belly are just right person but wrong time. The moment that they dated wasn't the right time for anybody, because for Conrad there were so many things in his head. Besides everything surrounding Susanna, he was also entering college. He was admitted to Brown, but he wanted to transfer to Stanford, which is his dream school. But also he didn't want to go to Stanford because he felt like he needed to stay in Brown so he could be close to Jeremiah to help him deal with everything that is happening with Susanna. I feel like he just has a lot of weight in his shoulder that he puts on his own. And instead of asking people for help, he can't. You can't. You need to reach out for help. I just believe that if Belly deals with everything that she's dealing with, she works on herself to fix whatever she needs to fix for her to be better, and Conrad also does that on his own. If they both become a better person for themselves individually, then together they can just be better. So my conclusion is that they need to go to therapy or do a lot of self-reflection of every issue that they have and that they need to fix, because it's hurting themselves and also hurting other people. They're doing collateral damage to other people. And they need to be honest to themselves about what they really want. If they want to be together, then they should work hard to make the relationship work. But if they don't want to be together anymore, they should let each other go. And again, get over each other before they start a new relationship. Especially if you're going to start a new relationship with your ex brother. I'm Team Conrad if they both go to therapy. And I also believe that they are more compatible than Belly and Jeremiah are. I feel like Conrad brings out a side of Belly that nobody else does, and Belly brings out a side of Conrad that nobody else does. They just make each other a better person. And also there's the issue of Belly idolizing Conrad, because like I said, she has had a crush on him for several years. Like, for her, he is a dream guy. So without knowing, she put him in some standards that he's not really going to reach, because he's not perfect and he's not a god. Like, he's gonna make mistakes. And I feel like when she saw that she knew that he had a few flaws, but I feel like when she really got to see his flaws and that those flaws really affected her, she kind of got scared, I guess. I don't know. I also feel like the way that Jeremiah and Belly interact is more of like a friends like. It's more of like, he's my best friend. Like, I don't really see anything going beyond that. While the way Conrad and Belly interact is more of like, we like each other, but unfortunately we can't be together right now because we're not in our best self. What I'm saying is making sense, because I'm rambling a lot because I didn't really know how to put everything in a more cohesive. I didn't know exactly how to put everything in a cohesive way and summarize all this rambling that I'm doing. So I think I'm gonna leave my video here. If you haven't seen The Summer and Turn Pretty, you should, because it's a very beautiful show that makes you it's very comforting. I don't know, it's like even the books have that comforting feeling, that summer reading of just everything is fine, everything is okay. They are at this beach house and they go to the beach, they go to the pool, and she's having the best time with these two boys. And although it does have its sad aspects, like Susanna, it's still like very comforting and very, it feels like a hug in a way. Like you want to have Belly's life. Well, do I really want to have Belly's life? The books are really easy to read. Like if you're someone that doesn't really read the books, you might like them. They're very, very entertaining. And I think that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know how you enjoyed the audio, because I've been for a long time trying to update and make my audio a little better. But the thing is, I didn't want to spend a lot of money on a microphone because I don't earn money from YouTube. This is just my hobby. This is just my pastime. This is just me trying to distract myself from, trying to escape from my life, basically. So I didn't really want to spend a lot of money on it, which is why I bought a under 20 euros microphone. So let me know how you like it. And this is also my first time using it, so I don't know how good the audio editing is gonna be like. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys hopefully soon. I'll see you guys soon, and thank you for watching. Bye.